together. All right. Um, all right. Awesome. 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 Well, first of all, let me thank everybody for coming. This is the final show of season two. I cannot believe we've been through two seasons already. So it's been a freaking awesome journey. Super, super ecstatic and humbled and grateful for you all wanting to come and see the show and hear some amazing creators talk. Couple of people that have been on the stage. Actually, just one person in now. Last girl was one of the guests for season two. But season three is going to be really exciting. It really is. But we're not there yet. We're here right now. So, first thing, if you don't mind, if you haven't already, just mute your microphones. That way, the guest is not interrupted because we can hear everything that comes through your headset. The talking, the chewing, the lying, the screaming, the laughing, the whoopings, the beat downs, everything. Just like that, Snells, exactly like that. So I said today's guest was going to be a surprise. Um, didn't want to announce it based on who it is. Zuckerberg has some time for us today. Well, maybe not Zuckerberg like you know him, but for me, he's my Zuckerberg, right? So, for those that don't know me or what I do, my name is Mediclean Rupert. I really, really focus in on the community and aid in making dope creators better creators, right? Just helping with strategies, just helping with things that would inspire them to help them continue on their journey as they create these amazing things. But there are a few of us in that community, right? As Golden Hands put it so eloquently, there's the community is made up of a few people. It's consumers, creators, scripters, and pushers, and I would fall into the pusher category. But when I think about the role that I play and the types of individuals that kind of do the, you know, go along the same lines that I do, there is always one name that will always be at the top of the food chain, not from a competition standpoint, right? But someone that's just put in so much work, has poured so much into so many people, has created communities that are freaking amazing. And really cares about the impact that he's leaving behind, right? Um, Super important person to the space. Everybody knows him. If you don't know him, everybody should know him and learn from him because honestly, in this space, I look at him as one of my mentors. Um, I first met him during a master class that I held back in January. And like Leroy, when Leroy did the same thing, this person came into that master class that I was holding for new creators, being a new creator myself, and just dropped so much knowledge that it made me pay attention to what he was doing, right? For many of you as creators have creators that you look up to as a blueprint on how to move forward. And this person is that to me. He's absolutely one of the blueprints on how I structured my business, on how I do business in this space, and how I continue to do business moving forward. Again, we don't have to hang out every day. That's not what it's about. What it's about is seeing the intent that this person moves with on a day to day basis and is consistent and has not stopped doing it, even at his own detriment sometimes. So I said a whole lot, but without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage our surprise guest. It's Oculus 410. Come out, Oc. Confetti,
Yo,
confetti.
oh my goodness.
Man,
Roop,
you came out
how do I
lit.
follow that up? How do I follow that up? Oh my God. Okay, so I had planned on him just saying, all right, surprise guest tonight and saying my name. So I was going to click on a little bit and I was going to come out here and cheers to the audience and take some pictures. And Roop, everything you just said blew my mind. It's kind of amazing to me when let me put this camera away. I'm not even going there right now. I gotta stop. And first of all, two seasons wrapped. This is an amazing way to end with y'all. Confetti for Rupert, first of all, for two incredible seasons. I have to just start with that. When Roop's talking about me, I find it really humbling and also relatable because whenever I try to talk about myself, and I know I'm going to be up here for a little bit doing just that, I struggle to find the words. And then when I look at someone else, I have all of the words immediately just at their presence. I can talk about their impact that they make on people. I talk about the things that they've done in this space, the people that they've connected. It's so easy for me to sit here and I could basically hold a talk on Metaclean Rupert. And as he said, we don't hang out every day. We're not in the same space every day, but we have a mutual respect, understanding, and a connection through our community building and those pushers that are in this space, that it's just an amazing thing to be a part of. So um just a little more confetti for Metaclean Rupert for an amazing job on this world, on all his initiatives, on Meta Talks and season 2. I mean, I can't believe that I'm on this stage in front of y'all. I was telling Root before the show, I only got in when Rhonda was on stage, not because I'm a super fan of Rhonda X, like some of y'all are, I'm sure as well, but I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into this space because it's always full. And every time I got up here to try and get in the door, it was an empty session. So I knew that Rube had something special going on. But I got to shout out some of these amazing creators that were up here on this stage. I can't believe I'm sharing the stage with some of these creators that I've seen come into the metaverse, make these amazing creations, these impactful connections with other creators. Starting it off with Black Harley, starting off season 2, that was just an amazing choice. Black Harley, she is an amazing creator. I connected with her early on, and ever since I met her, she's actually taught me things about how to move into the metaverse, not just always community forward, but thinking about business, thinking about your own space and how you're impacting other people through your creations. Cam Bam, shout out Cam Bam. Throw up some confetti when you hear these names if you know them, if you've seen them on stage. Cam Bam, behind the scenes, brilliant artist. I just love shouting out all of these people that because of other people I've been able to connect with. Melissa Knox, met her on Horizon Live. Melissa Knox, amazing. She came out and the first thing she did was say, I would like to offer my services to the community here because I'm a CPA. I work for enterprises and I want to be able to help people grow a business in the metaverse. And immediately, first thing out of her mouth was, I want to help. Those are the type of people that really do shine immediately from the moment they step on the stage, whether it's a stage like this or they just show up in your world one day. Jay Vanity. Jay Vanity has been not only an amazing presence in the metaverse, both of your accounts, but also in my inbox, in my news feed, in the worlds I'm visiting on this stage. Jay Vanity, I got to give you your flowers, and I've been a fan since the moment I heard your name. Shout out to you. Nikki Danielle. I mean, there's so many names that have just influenced this stage and people that have been out here listening to these words that have been shared by these amazing creators. And it's not about them being the top builder or the top creator. It's not about them being the number one person in the top 100. It's about the messages they're sharing. It's about the people that they're touching and impacting, and the ability to give without expecting it in return. NY Steve, I know you've seen NY Steve's work. I mean, I give confetti every time I see him. The artistry, the imagination, the I mean, when I first seen his work, I had never seen anybody put those 15 primitive shapes together in the ways that I've seen NY Steve do it. And there's a lot of artists out there which we have to shout out, like Better World Museum put together a lot of artists early on in the early stages before the beta, and people that she's been able to spotlight, but also people who have had built their own path. Angel the artist, who I was able to bring onto my stage with Junior, and so many other artists out there that just deserve so many more flowers than what they get, even though they're highly recognized in this community. Last girl, I mean, front and center. I love everything about what you do, your energy, your kindness, your ability to just light up a room, and your efforts that you put in here to just make things better for people. I love your spaces. I love the conversations. Yeah, all back to you. So shout out to you. Shay Arts. I haven't had a chance to meet Shay Arts, but I was already a fan just watching a little bit of what I saw when you were here. I don't know if you're in the room. And of course, Rhonda X. What can we not say about Rhonda X when we think about her? She is a brilliant businesswoman. She is a trailblazer. She is building blueprints. So I know Meta Talks is supposed to be get on stage and talk about what your experiences are. And I know Roop has given me the freedom to make it my own. And I have to start it out with the reason I'm here is the community. So for season 2, if I missed anybody, I apologize. I did try to, without being in the room, figure out who was here. Of course, go back and take a look at those times where they came up here and shared their stories with you, and be able to shout them out before I gave my chance to talk to y'all. So shout out everybody from season 2, everybody from season 1. I don't know everybody that was here for season 1, but I do know Be Aroma Scent, which I love everything about her story. She actually was one of those stories that I had to help retell. We brought that on to Night's channel, and just telling the story about a relatable thing that all of us who have tried to start a business had really had that experience, but never been able to really share it with others to understand it as deep as it really is. It's easier to have a client become your friend than to make a friend become a client. And it's so true, because you have an entire list of people that have been in your life for an entire lifetime, and when you start a business, it's so hard to get their support. But when you come into the metaverse and you have this entire community that's ready to have your back, that's the community that I'm here for. That's the community that I'm celebrating and supporting and am inspired by. So Be Aroma Scent really does give me all that extra inspiration about why this community is so great. So shout out to Be Aroma Scent. 504 Queen, I mean, say less. This room couldn't even hold enough people. We had more instances than we did people to speak. I'm just like mind blown at the amount of support that y'all give for these creators because of just who they are. And then Divine and Second Life, y'all are amazing as well. I don't see Divine in here, but shout out Divine, shout out Second Life, and everybody else who was here for season 1. So the reason I'm here today, number one, the man Metaclean Rupert reached out to me and he asked if I could go be his season closer, if I could be the one to come out here and really give as much as I could possibly give in the time allotted, to just share with the people that not only are here in the room, but if we got the live stream going, whoever's out there watching. And that's what I really enjoy, is being able to share experiences, some knowledge, any kind of help that I can give. And if you take one thing away from this entire night tonight, I really want it to be, look around the room wherever you are, look at the people that are in that room with you, get inspired by what they're doing, who they are, and connect. Because no matter where you are, there's always at least one creator in that room that you might not even realize is somebody that, just that quick connection, you might end up having a whole lifelong relationship and friendship, just because they might share the same inspirations you have or the same passions that you have. And that's how I've built my space in the metaverse. Now, I don't know if you know 100% about everything that I've done in here, and I'm not going to sit up here and list off all the things that I've done and the places I've been, but I do at least want to share a brief story about who I am to those who've never met me. So when I came in here in February of last year, I was during the beta, and there was no one. You would go into the plaza and it was empty. You would have maybe a community guide who would pop in and ask you if you needed help changing into slide mode from teleport, and then kind of ask you what you wanted to look, what kind of world you were interested in. And then they didn't explore. They were stuck in the plaza. So you really had to go on your own and find your way. And my first day when I came in here, like so many others, I was confused, I was frustrated, and I left. And my whole point of getting this Oculus was to find a social app that where I could just get out there and be social during a pandemic where nobody could connect. People couldn't have those connections, and just being around people feeling like, you're alive, like you exist, instead of being stuck in the house. So I came back the next day, and when I came back, um, I actually went into one of Wafflecopter's world. Shout out Wafflecopters, and please give him all the confetti. He is one of the pioneers of this space. His abduction deduction was a world that I found myself in, and I was frustrated because I didn't understand it. I'd never been in a VR space where I had to solve puzzles, and I was so frustrated to the point where if I do something, I'm gonna do it 100%. So I wanted to come back and better understand what I wasn't getting and what I wasn't figuring out. And when somebody came into the space and they're solving all these puzzles, and I asked them, I said, "What is it about this space that's making you comprehend how to do these puzzles?" And they shared with me, this VR space is really a VR space. It is everything in front of you, behind you, above and below you. It's not just a flat screen where you're looking at a box and you're just pushing buttons and moving things. You really need to go and explore and take part in everything that is this world. And so they showed me how to navigate the world and use the things in that world to solve these puzzles to get to the completion. And I was inspired by that. And so it actually was the birthplace of where world tours came from. I sat in the plaza and I would see people kind of congregate. And a lot of these worlds, you would need multiple people in order to enjoy them. So I would invite people to go hop to his world. And when I got to that world, I would just nudge them along as they got frustrated without giving them any of the actual solutions to these puzzles. And as I nudged them along and they were figuring things out on their own, they were excited and they're celebrating these little quick wins. And that's one of the things that Waffle Copters puts in all of his worlds are these little quick wins, things that get you excited, things that make you feel good about what you're doing in your worlds. And so when they got to the end and they're high fiving and confetti and everything's great and they're taking pictures, that feeling was above anything else that I've had in a VR space, let alone in the real space. And so it really inspired me to want to do this over and over again, giving people this opportunity to have a better experience in the metaverse than what I did when I first got in here, feeling lost and feeling frustrated and in a social app where I couldn't be social. So from that, the amount of time I spent in here was recognized to where people from Meta asked me to have a community event for this. They didn't know what to call it at the time. They thought I was just kind of world hopping with people. And if you notice, there's a world hop in your menu that Meta put together. And, shout out to Meta for putting that together for new users because it does give them some opportunity to quickly jump through some new worlds. But the recipe wasn't the new worlds, the recipe was the people. And I've always stood behind that. It's that it's always going to be about the people because right now this room would be empty without the people. These menus and all these top worlds would be nothing without the people. And so when we first put this tours together, we didn't have a direction. We weren't looking to inspire. We weren't looking to teach. We were just looking to continue to give people a place to find more worlds and to give people a place where they could showcase their worlds because trying to get into the plaza at the time was next to impossible. We don't know the algorithm that puts you in there. So when it came to the tours world, we've actually spent the last year from last April until now even just taking feedback from people because again, without people there's no worlds, there's no community, there's no top 100, there's no anything. And the people gave the feedback of what they were looking for, what they wanted, what was missing. And so every step when we redid the tours world, we incorporated something new that the people asked for. I want to learn to build, I want to learn to script. And now we have these amazing every day, there's something going on in these events. Tuesdays where we have the scripting office hours, Wednesdays, waffle hours with waffle copters, Thursday with the Creators Academy, beginners, intermediate, and advanced classes. There are so many people out there that are now just giving their time, their knowledge, their information and not asking for anything in return. And a lot of people have come to me in the last year and a half, and they always ask me, do you work for Meta? Does Meta pay you to do this? Are you, a community guide?" And I always tell them, "I'm a community member just like you. I started off just the same way you did. Had no worlds, had no experience, and all I did was just connect with people. And through those connections, I've built things that I have now where I don't even think I would have ever imagined, even though I don't think they're that amazing. I would have never had these worlds without the people that I've connected with. Now, one thing I do want to share about these connections that I've made and this time spent in this metaverse, the people that I've connected with, while early on they're still here and they're legends of the metaverse in my eyes, these people were the humble type like me where they don't see it as they're legends, that they're the top creators, they're the best scripters. They just saw it as they were people in here that were trying to create worlds that made people happy, that gave people places to go and just create fun worlds that they would hang out in. And so I've used all these lessons that they've given me to be able to share with others because the lessons that they've given me have been vital to the things that I've accomplished. And one of my favorites is from T. Mark Berman. I've shouted him out so many times. I feel like he should be in the room with me every time I do because he's an inspiring creator as well. T. Mark Berman said, "You're building a world. It doesn't matter what you think is the most amazing, most impactful, and the most interesting piece in your world. You could spend a majority of your time building something. You could put all of your focus and energy in what you think people are going to enjoy. But if you don't play test your world and you don't just sit back and let people experience your world, you're never really going to know what it is that they really enjoy, the things that are really impactful." And in his world, Mark's ski world is incredible. You get skis, snowboards, you just go up the slopes. There's a chairlift. There's all kind of great engaging things in this amazing canoe ride. There's just tons of things to do in there. And he was playtesting, and he realized everybody would come in. They would go up to the top of the slope, and they would just jump off the diving board. It's just a cube that's stretched out, a diving board. From all the things that he spent in that entire world scripting that chairlift to go around perfectly and go up the entire top of the hill, things that he collaborated with these amazing talented scripters, and all people wanted was to jump off of the high dive. And so it gave him the opportunity to create more high dives up there for people to enjoy. And that's how simple it is. It's just taking a step back and just looking at what the people want. So if you can't tell already, the focus of my talk is the community. From the moment I step on stage to the moment I leave, my inspiration comes from you guys, from every single one of you out in the crowd, from everybody watching, from everybody I meet. It doesn't matter who they
Come
are, it
on in,
doesn't matter
come on
where they
in, come
come
on in.
from, it
Instagram,
doesn't
we are here
matter
live
how
with Oculus
from the
at
waist
Meta
down,
Talks.
you just have your ring down there. Everybody's got a ring, but everybody behind the avatar, behind the headset, y'all are real people. And I've loved the fact that I've been able to connect with so many of y'all. So what I wanted to share, aside from my story, were a couple of lessons that I learned that I really want y'all to take away. And I want you to share these messages with other people. Because one of the biggest concerns when we got in here during the beta was what happens when we come out of beta? How do we impact more people as fast as we can? How do we share these messages with more than just the 20 people at the time capacity of a world? How do we get to teach more than three other people in build mode how to build, how to script? And some people came up with formulas to be able to do that, like Creators Academy, where they teach on a blackboard. They actually have scripts that they can drag in and give people examples of how they react and how they work. But when it comes to the community, there's no way to be able to impact enough people unless those people that you're sharing this information with does the same and shares with others. So going back to Waffle Copters, the one thing that I love about him, he said, I don't mind teaching people that are interested in learning, but I also only teach people who are interested in teaching others. And that's something that I had to really think about, because if you teach somebody that, number one, is not actually passionate about learning, then you're basically giving them the answer, and you're going to come back and you're going to have to give them another answer, and then you're going to have to give them another answer. So that's not actually learning, that's just giving somebody an answer. And while it's great for the short term, it's kind of like teach a man to fish and then he'll eat for a lifetime. It's the same thing when it comes to teach somebody to script, teach somebody to build, teach somebody to connect in the community, and then they'll be able to do the same to others. And you don't have to worry about, I'm only one person, because you're one person in a sea of all of these other people that are trying to share that same message. And that's why this community is so amazing and the way it is when you joined. If you joined a year ago, you may have seen the same thing, only with a smaller group of people, because this community doesn't change because of a few people who are bad apples, who are toxic, who maybe don't understand how the community works. It's about the people that are still in here no matter what, making sure that everybody's having a great time and making sure that people are enjoying these worlds. So, the first message, as I mentioned, make sure that if you're going to share this message, share it with people who are passionate about learning it and people who want to share it with others. Because that way, your message not only goes to that person that you now taught, but now they continue to share it as people are coming in. Another message I want to share, a good friend of mine, and you know, I don't really know how to really put the words together to even
Oculus is
really
dropping
honor
gems right
them. But
now.
a friend of mine who isn't in VR anymore, he came to me early on when I was doing this community building, right before events, and he said to me, "What's the purpose of building community when no one's actually supporting you? Can you quit your job and do this? Can you make a living supporting the community?" And it's not about the experiences that you have, whether they're good or bad. It's how you respond to them. And I had to really take myself and really think about that question, because it wasn't a conscious decision in my mind to support the community. It wasn't a way to make money. And throughout the time of people offering money for things that I've done that are community based and trying to monetize the community, which has always been no. Even as recent as this week, I've put it out there that no matter what, world tours will never be monetized. World tours will always be a community event, and everything that I do comes from the community first. If I make money from something, it's because someone is, willing to pay me for some kind of service that they're looking for. But if it comes to the community, it's always free. Early on, I know that some of you may have seen some creators where they came in with a business mindset and we had a community mindset, and there was an early clash of what happens to this space now that we have businesses coming in trying to monetize. We have people coming in who want to sell worlds, sell assets, who want to charge people for things that are outside of even those 15 primitive shapes. And I have to shout out Hardy West because he was the first person to really open my eyes that there's more out there than the community, and it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. And him and I, we had our public and private conversations because we both just really didn't know where our I guess our heads were at the time and where our heart was. Hardy came in and he wanted to really flip Horizon on its head and make this place about building people up and giving them the opportunity to make money, not just for himself. And when I saw that and others saw that from in the beta, there were people that were angry. There were people that were upset. And instead of trying to digest both sides of this, I hopped on the hate train. And I even said it publicly at Ask Your Q, Speak Your Truth. And that's why I publicly apologized because I was so worried about all of the valid points that the community was giving me about losing the ability to teach others without having a paywall in front of it, about being able to continue to build and teach people, whether it's scripting or building. And the real focus was on just coming up with creative ways to be able to make a living in here, which Zuckerberg was the first one to say it. We're building a space so you can make a living in the metaverse, to be able to monetize things, to build a marketplace, and to make this something that people have actual careers that they can spend the rest of their life building in the metaverse. And so, as many times as we bumped heads, we've shaken hands. As many times as we've had words that we didn't agree on, we have a mutual respect and understanding of things that we now agree on and we can see eye to eye. And so I have to shout out Hardy West because as an adult, as a man, as just a person and a human being, if there's anybody out there that doesn't at least appreciate the fact that I don't have to agree with you, but I can respect your decisions and I can respect your opinions, that's the first step in kind of bridging those gaps with people if you don't really fully understand where they're coming from. And Hardy West, I have nothing but respect for, and I support everything he does, which is one of the reasons why I stepped on stage at Ask Your Q, Speak Your Truth, because I really wanted other people to see you can really have a hard fought battle in public with somebody and really be on opposite sides of an opinion, but y'all can come together and shake hands and y'all can walk, go your separate ways, or y'all can walk that path together. And he and I chose that we're going to go ahead and we're going to walk this path together. So shout out to Hardy West and everything that he's done in this metaverse. There's other people behind the scenes that have spent countless times in my inbox with hate. And it's amazing to me because I've spent so much time thinking forward of people that I want to help, people I want to give information, people that I want to share all my experiences with. And the messages that I got for the longest time when we opened up to the public were just all about giving it away, putting a bad reputation out there for builders who are trying to make money, making all this about being free and fueling the fire with VIPs always free. The message wasn't about monetization is bad, everything has to be free. It's about you have options. And one of the easiest analogies is that you could hire a plumber to fix a toilet. You can go out and buy a new toilet, or you can go on YouTube and learn how to fix it yourself. But there's options out there to where you can do any of the three. It's just depending on what your choice is. Same thing with building a house. You can go out there and build a house if you want. You can go out there and you can hire somebody to build a house. You can go out and buy a house. But it doesn't mean that one or the other is a bad thing. So you really have to think about before you judge somebody, before you think that somebody has the wrong opinion or they're doing it a different way, so it must be wrong. You really have to decide, does it impact you? Does it actually directly impact what you're doing in here? Are the things that you're wanting to do that now one person in this entire metaverse is stopping you? Are you giving it away and you have somebody telling you you can't that actually is making you not have the ability to give it away? The answer is no to all of that because number one, I'm proof of it. Number two, I've seen so many of y'all do the same thing. Give your time, give your energy, give your knowledge. So there's no wrong way to do it in here other than doing it alone. You can't do it alone in here. You can't be alone in the community. You can't just do it all and then expect any way to grow. What I've seen Metaclean do in every aspect of what he's done in the metaverse is reach out to other creators, elevate himself and others through their connections, through the time spent learning, building. These these walls right here are proof of growth from when you first get into that build tool to where you are now. That's growth. And that's why my first world I refused to unpublish. Very first world on my 1 year anniversary of building it had 100 visits, and it was meaningful to me because it wasn't about counting the numbers. It was about the fact that 100 people took the time because of either me or a world that they visited just to see what it was about. And I personally, I didn't like the world. It's a throwaway world. It's trash. I can say whatever I want about it. As being the worst world I've ever built, but it's the story of where I started. And I've told people so many times where they come up to me and say, I went to this world and it was just mind blowing. I'll never be that good. How do I get started? And I tell them, don't worry about being the best at something that you already saw. Be the best at what you're doing. Start off with something and then teach yourself. And another thing that I want to share from Wafflecopters was about his journey building worlds. When he first started building in here, every new world he created, he challenged himself. What am I going to learn in this next build? If you look at his first build, Rescue the Inventor, everything was lock and key. So if you take this object and there's an invisible trigger here to unlock it, to solve the puzzle, you put the object in the trigger and it did something. Now that's just because of the limitations at the time of Horizon, but the next world he built, he wanted to do something more. So every world that you visit of Waffle Copters, there's a reason why those are so impactful and they're so good. Because every new world, he wanted to learn something new. He wanted to challenge himself. And that's the next tip and advice I give to you. If you haven't built anything, the first challenge is hitting that create new world button. That's the first step, and that's all you really need to do. Everything else you do after that is growth. The next world that you build, challenge yourself to throw a script in there or just throw an environment gizmo and make it nighttime. Go into the Video Essentials bundle and just drag something into your world. I actually featured a world this week and I want to shout out Jay's Trampoline Park. Jay's Trampoline Park was created by someone who's under the age of 18 who is spending their time and energy building a world so that others could enjoy it. They really wanted to take the time to put in the effort to make these amazing experiences in a world that they weren't sure if others were going to see it. They weren't sure how people were going to respond to it. And that's that same anxiety that you have when you publish that first world, wondering, am I ever going to hit 1,000? Am I going to hit 10,000? Who's going to come visit my world? And I wanted to show that same support that we talked about because it's not about just talking about it, it's about doing it. And the moment somebody reached out to me and said, can you please take a look at this world. I would love to have it featured in tour, have it in tours. I took it a step further and I said, we're featuring it this week because it meant more to me to be able to show the support than it was for them to reach out and say, would you mind including it in your world? I want to give back to the people that are doing all the work. If there's someone out there that's inspired to build, inspired to script, and they want to spend their time in making this a better place, I'm going to invest back in them and I'm going to make sure that other people get a chance to see it. Give them support, give them the encouragement to keep building, to keep learning. We've had people in here from early on that were under the age of 13 and they lost worlds. They were kicked from the product because of their age. And the community stood up for them. They spoke up and said, this person should be in Horizon. This person is impacting in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Their creativity, their scripting ability, their passion behind learning all of these tools and improving them for the people that are coming in after us. And their worlds were restored and they were brought back just by the support of the community. So I've seen it firsthand where all you need to do is just stand up for each other, support each other, and nothing else can stop you. Nothing can break you down. So shout out to Jay's Trampoline Park. Shout out to Jay. I would love to see maybe one day I can connect directly with him and be able to take a tour with him. But for the next week, make sure you go to World Tours. Check out Jay's Trampoline Park. And make sure you post those pictures to the world page and post them to social media, because we really need to support each other. We need to support young creators. We need to take pages out of the books of people like Smile Honeychild that has been doing amazing things for young creators, and Super starting off the Script Kids initiative working with Smile Honeychild. There's so many other people out there that are working behind the scenes that are building this metaverse that you wouldn't even imagine, and they're not even old enough to drive. And these are the people that we need to make sure that we're showing the support, not just because of their age, but because of their talents and because of their efforts. So please take the time, take the effort, go and check out that world. So the next thing that I want to share with everybody is about my journey
Before
now.
you go on, Oculus,
Oh,
I just want to
Metaclean,
shout
go ahead,
out
come on up on stage.
uh, Capricorn and
Oh yes,
Wolfman. So Jay is actually uh, Capricorn's nephew.
yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
how personal you was going to let me take it, or how much they would
No,
want
no,
me to take it.
you're good.
But yeah, shout out Capricorn, shout out Wolf. I didn't want to shout out anybody specific. I know it's a touchy subject with being under 18, but yes, thank you for reaching out. Thank you for the people who also reached out. I had a number of people who asked me about it, and I'm so grateful. Even if it had only been one person, I still would have supported them. But shout them out, and please again go check out that world. Thank you, Roop, for shouting that out. So there has been a number of other creators in a similar situation where they are just looking for support, a little bit of encouragement. And I can't stress enough that things like meta talks, things like Ask Your Q, Speak Your Truth, things like the World Tours events that have connected people, and from those connections have made these incredible worlds. The winner of the last competition for Spring Jam, Habiter and Omni Parker coming together and making that incredible world, that's just a testament to the amount of time and effort that they've put into these tools. But without that community connection, they may have gone their own separate ways and made something else, and we might have somebody else's first place. But they're not the only story of connecting people through community where amazing things have happened. If you look at a lot of these worlds when it comes to any of these history months, whether it was for Lunar New Year, for Black History Month, for Hispanic Heritage Month that's coming up, for our actual New Year, and for the holidays and for Halloween, every single one of those people that were featured in tours were parts of groups that came together to do amazing thing for the community. One of the favorite things was every month for a while we had a community hub world that was for whatever the season was, and they were just hangout worlds with wearables and people could take selfies, and that was all it was. But it was the connections made from all of those tours and all of those group gatherings that spawned off into all of these other collaborative efforts, and it just blows me away that I could be a part of that somehow. So I really encourage you to make a hangout world or make some kind of a collaborative world for people, because you never know, it could be something that, like this, somebody comes up on stage and talks for an hour about all the things they've done, or it could be a stage where somebody's just out here singing their heart out and sharing their love for music. Or shout out for tomorrow, I'll be guest host for the Art Wars. There's so much going on in here that all you have to do is show up, and by showing your support, people are encouraged to keep going, to keep building, keep scripting, keep building and creating all these amazing worlds. You can be a DJ, you can be an artist, you can be a singer, you could be a dancer, you can be anything you want in here, and there's no limitation other than if you didn't charge your controllers, or if your headset, you forgot to plug it in. That's about the extent of it. And I've seen so many people come in with the mindset there's limitations, there's things holding me back, there's things that I can't do. And then I've seen them grow to a point where they've just become these amazing people that you look around the room and they're standing next to you. So that's why I start off my show every time with looking around the room, looking at these amazing creators. And I look to social media to kind of get more feedback than I do from the actual events. And all the posts that I see talk about, I was in the room the other day and I'm literally shaking my chair because there's so many incredible creators in this room, and I feel so small, or I feel as though I'm in a room full of giants. And that's a great feeling, to be around other people that inspire you. And being able to provide that space makes me feel amazing, because all I did was set up a stage and allow people in. And that's all it takes. When I first did Horizon Live, before it was even a thing, people came into the world and they were like, I don't have a question, but I just want to know what everybody's doing because all of my favorite creators are in the room today. And you look at it and you think to yourself, I'm just a creator. I'm just a person. Why would somebody think that highly of me because I haven't done anything that I feel is that impactful? But in reality you are. There's so many people that look up to you, that look at your name and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm in the same room as Metaclean. I've seen worlds. I've seen his posts on Instagram. I follow him. Can I get a selfie? Can I get a picture? Can you tag me in your picture?" These are the real experiences of people that are coming in here that are impacted by what you're doing. So don't just move through the metaverse thinking that you're a top creator, you're invincible, you're the best at everything that you've touched or done. Think about, I'm here by the grace of God, allowing me to share my talents with people that are inspired by me. People are learning from me, and I have a message that I'm sharing everywhere I go. That's the real truth about what you're doing here. Even if you've never created a world, just by being in this space supporting, people recognize that. I've seen people in these crowds that have popped into worlds with me, and I haven't had a chance to shout them out because I'm spending so much time reflecting on the amount of people that are here, the people that are showing up, and trying to highlight the things they're doing. But there's so many people that just come out to show support, and they are just as important as every creator that's in that building. So make sure you always look around the room, even if the room changes often. Look around the room. Start looking at the people that are there. If you've never met them before, go walk over and say hello. The next message I want to share with you is about that because early on, the plaza was the place to go. It's the only place to go. So the plaza was it. But it slowly turned into a place where it was not it. It's not where I want to be. If it were kids all the time, or maybe I just didn't vibe with the people that were there at the time. It's a different experience no matter when you go, how many times you go, or what instance you fall into. So world exploring was kind of my thing because of world tours, finding new worlds to highlight. And the people in the plaza, I wanted to come back to because there were so many connections that I made early on that I knew that there were still people that were in the same way being impacted by what I was doing. So this next one is about I won't put their name out there. I know that they wouldn't mind it, but this person was in the plaza. I'm having a conversation and I notice off in the side in the distance kind of moving around on mute. And my thing is always be aware of your surroundings and the people in it, not just to reflect on who's in the room with you, but notice the people that are just off the distance that just haven't been welcomed in yet. So I welcomed them into the circle and I said, just come on over. You don't have to unmute. Feel comfortable to talk if you'd like. Just join the conversation. And so they joined us and we're talking. I don't even remember what the topic was. And so after a while, actually unmuted and they said hello. And after that conversation kind of broke up, the first thing that they said to me was, "Thank you. I have been in Horizon for 3 weeks and you're the first person to notice me." And without getting emotional, that was the strongest message that I had heard from another person in Horizon because could you imagine, regardless if it was in a VR space in the real world, being in a public setting for 3 weeks and no one notices you, no one sees you, no one even takes a moment to even recognize you exist just to say, come on over. And just that one movement, that person built multiple worlds. That person's been featured. That person has grown out of their shell. That person has grown their community. That person has, in their personal life, grown and done amazing things. They've been featured in the Oculus blog. They've been featured by Meta. If I wasn't in that room, maybe somebody else would have welcomed them in another day. But I have to think about it. I was in that room. I did welcome them into that circle. And I don't take ownership for what happened after that, but I am grateful that I was able to give them a welcoming feeling and that they've continued their path since that just one introduction. And that's what's really important. There's so many people that don't get that experience in here that you really need to be conscious of because all that is an introduction and it took nothing but your time to say hello and you could have somebody out here that could be an inspiring creator that could maybe create a new space that lives on for months. They could do some kind of impactful community building or maybe they do something to work with Meta. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, but the thought about someone being out there and not welcomed in for 3 weeks, and all you have to do is say hello. I I challenge you to do that. Challenge you to just recognize somebody in the room that just isn't attached to the conversation, just hanging back, and just welcome them in and tell them that in their own time. Feel free to say hello. I still carry that with me. There's a lot of experiences in here I carry with me, but that one's the strongest one because it makes me really understand, while I have an amazing community that supports me, and I have a lot of friends, and I have so many people that I look up to that call me a friend, there are so many people that I haven't met yet that are going through that same exact thing. And all it took was saying hello. So, world building and community building, I found it interesting early on that with no talent in this metaverse, if you're out there thinking, I can't build, I can't script, it's okay because I can't build and I can't script. And it may sound hypocritical because I am building and I am starting to script, but you don't have to be intimidated by build tools and by building. You should really just look at it as a challenge to yourself, a very small challenge. This really weird thing that I used to do when I was little. If I didn't want to do something, I would count to 10, and when I hit 10, I promised myself no matter what I was just going to do it. And it was my way to get out of that box. So I would count to 10. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And whatever it was, I did it no matter what it was, no matter if it was embarrassing, if it was talking to an adult, if it was going and, going riding down a dark alley or doing something that was just out of my comfort zone. Do that. If that's still anxiety over hitting that create button, count to 10. Promise yourself you're going to do it. Hit that create button, and that's the hard part. From there, no matter what you build, it's going to be amazing. You don't have to share it with anyone, you don't have to publish it, but get past that first hard part. Then the next thing you need to do is celebrate that win, because that is an accomplishment, something that you did, something you created. No one can take it away from you. No one can judge it. Nobody can say that it was good or bad. You did it. Now, everything beyond that is a win. So whatever you go from there, it's up to you. But I really do encourage you to just try it, because I had that same feeling in my mind and in my soul that I was not going to touch the scripting panel. I wasn't going to build. And I spent the time in the plaza connecting with people. And as I said, a year and a half ago, just looking for that social experience, people that I connected with, they told me, you can do it. You can build a world. You can script. You can put together something amazing. I know it. And I just decided I'm going to do it. I didn't have to count to 10 this time, but I did finally get convinced in my own self to say I'm going to create. And what I learned was I was afraid of myself. I wasn't afraid of the build tools. I wasn't afraid of the scripting panel. I wasn't afraid of failure. I was afraid of what I would think about myself, whatever that outcome was going to be. And I think a lot of other people feel that way. They not only think about failure, but they think about, am I going to live up to my own standard? And I don't put myself on the highest of platform. I don't put myself on any kind of pedestal. So I try to keep my expectations reasonable. And before I came in here, I visited a friend's world, and he had been talking about it in a group chat for a few months now. And when he invited me, my expectation was just I was going to see a friend's world, and I was blown away. I was literally blown away by the amount of effort they put into it, the visuals, the functionality. And I shared that with him, and I gave him, all the positive feedback, but I gave him, the other feedback, because world testing, I can't not share my feedback to help them improve. But what I said was, I'm really grateful that you shared this with me, because I learned something from your world, and I really want to help. And you'll be able to see it next week in tours as the monthly feature. But when people ask you to check out their world, it's not just about just being present, but they really want to see what you think. They really want you to enjoy what they built. Even if you don't like their world, take the time to go see it. If they're your friend, if there's somebody you hang out with, somebody you go to your local clubs and your hangouts, after parties, all those things, go check out their worlds. Go support your people that are supporting you. Because if somebody's coming to your world and you're not going to theirs, you really got to take a step back and look at yourself and ask yourself why. It only takes a moment to open up that menu, check out your friends' worlds, or even just walk up to their name tag and click on creations. I can't tell you how many times I haven't done that. And somebody who made me realize it was in a larger community than the one that I joined. And they came to me and they told me, no matter how much community building you're doing, Are you doing it as a one-on-one to that person because you're inspired by them, because you have an inspiration you took from their world? Or are you doing it because you just want to continue connecting more and more people, that you want to get more and more doors to display? And I thought about it. And of course, I thought that's community building, right? Connecting a lot of people. Get in a room full of a lot of people and tell them about, a place where we can connect, meet people, go friend each other. But when it came down to the one on one, I was looking at, I didn't have time. I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the capacity. And all I was doing was spending that time making excuses instead of spending that time going and supporting my friends and the people that are supporting me. And as many times as I've looked at people and said, I'm going to go check out your world, I do it. I'm going to put your world in tours. I do it. I'm going to go in and I'm going to check in edit mode before you publish. I will help you. You're struggling. Let's do this. I've taken the time because it's been valuable to them, not just valuable to me, but it's valuable to them. They are looking at you because they want your help. They want your feedback. They want your opinion. And if you don't take the time to go and check out their world, are you really upset at them when they don't support you? And I never really said this out loud in the last year and a half because I would be a hypocrite if I said I wasn't the same person at one time. I've had a number of people who would come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, Oculus, please come check out my world." And I'm like, "Yes, absolutely, adding you as a friend." And it kind of relates to in the real world when you're in a large room, maybe it's like a conference, and you hand somebody a business card and you say, "Hey, here's my business card. Maybe we can connect sometime." And what happens? A business card in the trash or it goes into another pile. And you didn't actually make a connection. You really just handed them a piece of paper that says I exist. And here, I wanted it to be more than that. So every time somebody's told me, I want you to check out my world, connect with me. My name is everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Literally go in my DM and say, hey, can we connect sometime? And I want to show you my world. And every person that's done that, I have taken the time and I've gone and seen their world. And if you were present earlier, which I think maybe one of you were, we had a test run for Horizon Live for Sunday. Somebody popped in and they were part of a new up and coming builder group that they wanted to come up and thank me because they've watched videos and they were inspired by the things I've done and they've taken so many things out of what I've shared in previous talks and they've been applying it to what they're doing in this short couple of months that they've been in here and they would just be honored for me to go and check out their world. And I did the same exact thing. I said, message me on any social media. Let's be friends. I'm going to like your world now. And then I'm going to check it out sometime. Let's set up a time, Tuesday. So I guarantee you, Tuesday, I will be in his world because my word is everything. But I really need y'all to be true to your word too. It's great to be able to invite people to your club. It's great to be able to tell people about your world. It's great to be able to send out your mass invites because you're somewhere and you want other people to be there so that way they can experience that world with you too. But how many times are you doing the same in return? How many times are you accepting those requests? How many times are you searching through your menu to go and join their worlds? That's a part of the being in this community is not just about everybody coming to see you. And I can tell you from firsthand experience because everywhere I go, I want it to be about that world. When we went to Jay's trampoline park, the first thing I did was I opened up my menu. I said, all right, everybody, open up your menus and let's start sending invites. I want to get 30 people in here, get them up on the ramp, and we're taking selfies. I want Jay to know he's appreciated. I want Jay to know that this world is meaningful and we're having a great time. And we took tons of pictures and had a great time. And it doesn't matter what was in that world. It was the fact that he built that world and we wanted to be there to show support. And I just really can't stress enough how much that's important to builders, how important it is to creators to be supported. Because no matter what you build, if nobody comes and sees it, what's the inspiration to keep moving forward? What's the passion behind continuing building? So I know I've been talking for a really long time and sharing a lot of things, and I'm not even scratching the surface of all the people that have inspired me. But I do want to give a chance for all of y'all because you're my community. You're the people that matter to me. I would love to hear anything that y'all have to say as far as questions you might have about building, about scripting, about community building, about just being in the metaverse. Anything you want to know, I would love to be able to share that with you. And if Rupert has anything he wants to say before we transition to that, I would love to share that stage.
Sure. So, man, first of all, thank you because now you've given me actually a some things to think about. So I'm writing stuff down as you're talking. I'm not just paying attention. I'm actually a fan. But one thing that you brought up, man, is that's
Instagram,
important
Oculus just
is
dropped
the word
heavy
space,
gems.
right?
Heavy,
Because
heavy
Yes.
we
gems.
all now at this
If you have
point
any
occupy
questions,
the
I will
same
relay
space.
them.
Um,
Again, if you have
I know
any
there's people here from
questions, I
Miami,
will relay them.
Chicago. There's someone from
Comment
Minnesota.
your questions and
I
I will
mean, we're
raise my
spread
hand.
all
I'm
over the
live in
country, right?
here
I'm in North
at
Carolina.
Meta Talks.
But
Hey.
this platform has given us an opportunity to share a space, right? The things we build for other people, it relates again, and space is such a construct because it's really kind of irrelevant here, but the spaces we create for people give people experiences that they may not necessarily experience in their physical world. Um, you can literally, and I was sharing this with Oculus, and I didn't mention this before, but this stage is a stage of sharing. So Monday I was on Leroy's show called Motivational Mondays, and I woke up that day and had zero motivation or inspiration to give to anybody. Literally, I was just tapped out. Sometimes when you give so much and don't expect things in return, it's like a battery. You get drained, right? So it
Yep.
really took me kind of going back into the headset, forcing myself and just talking to one or two people, and I was like, man, I'm ready to go. Like the community gave me so much life that I was able to go up on that stage and feel like I left a piece of myself there that would help somebody else. That's what this space is. We're connecting in a way that people that aren't on this headset will never understand, right? They think we walk around with a PS4 on our head and that's the end of it. But I have learned so much within this space and grown in this space that it's actually helped me in my physical world. Because when I was experiencing challenges there and the things I was able to accomplish and move and connect or just whatever it is, I applied those things back into my physical world. I never thought the energy would flow that way. I thought it would be everything that I put in here would be beneficial, but it's as beneficial the things that I do in this space. I can go back and react to things differently there. So that's the only thing I'm going to say. I'm going to give the stage back to you.
Super, you're crazy.
Thank
Anybody
you,
have any
Joy,
Roop.
thank you
questions
so
for
much.
Oculus? Questions, comments,
And
Yeah.
concerns?
50
Just
Real quick
Shades
unmute your
comment
of
to
hand.
what
Brady.
Roop was saying before we get to the
Thank you so
questions.
much.
I do want to thank him for sharing that because I considered sharing a little bit of that story with y'all, but I'm glad that Rupert shared it with you about giving and just feeling drained. This path and this journey that I've been on for the last year and a half has been something that it's not just rewarding and it's not just, beneficial to the community and it's not just that great feeling of being able to give back. There are times where you're at your lowest. There's times when you want to give up. There's so many times when it doesn't work, when nobody shows up, when people aren't inspired, people just don't understand, or maybe they're just nobody is interested in what you're doing. There's been times where people have come in and left, and it's a tough feeling. Like you can't avoid it when you watch a room empty, when you watch somebody come in and they leave, and you think to yourself, "Did I do something? Was I the reason that they didn't stay?" And I've been through these times in here as a community leader that I don't even consider myself a community leader. I'm always putting the community on my back, and I'm leading nothing other than my following your lead. And when I do that, I get the energy, like Rupert said, from other people. When I see y'all striving to succeed, when I see y'all up here doing your thing, when I see you just achieving greatness, I get that energy back from you just seeing you succeed because it makes me feel good to see y'all doing good. There's nothing better than somebody that you connect with, somebody that you're friends with, watching them do good things and be able to blow up and achieve things. That
I
gives
will,
me
Super.
energy.
I
That gives
will.
me life. So, like Rupert said, there are times where you're going to hit the bottom. You're going to feel drained. You're going to wonder, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I pushing forward? But the answer is because if you don't, who else is going to do it? Who else is going to be as passionate as you, doing what you do as good as you do? Nobody on this entire planet, in this entire metaverse, is better at being you than you. So you make sure you get up on stage, make sure you get in those seats, make sure you get in that menu, and you go show everybody who you are 100% every single time because that's what you deserve and that's what they deserve. And they're gonna learn so much and they're gonna be impacted by you, and you're gonna get so much from them as well. So please anybody have any questions? I would love to be able to give back some more. But Andrew Money, Andrew Money, I didn't want to shout
Yeah,
you out because
yeah. Let's
you
get some
my
confetti for that.
inspiration.
Let's get some confetti for that. That was amazing.
Hey,
Question.
Andrew Money, I
Would
can't hear you. I don't know how you get people get some
you need
mic
a
on
mic?
here. They got to
Just
come
come a little
close.
closer.
I'll tell you
Can
what.
y'all hear me
If
now?
you got a question, come on stage with me. Come on stage with me if you got a question.
All
We're gonna
right.
share the stage. This is our
Question.
stage tonight.
Oculus.
Hey, what's the good?
Get the picture first. Um, will you ever change your outfit?
Oh, I got a funny story about that. I am so glad
Yo,
you asked that question. Not even jokes.
Oculus
Not
Super
even
asked the
jokes.
same thing
No, no,
on
no.
Instagram Live.
He did.
No,
He
that's
said
great.
you've been.
Yo.
That's
He
great.
said, "Do you have any other jacket? Because you've been wearing the same one for 6
Hey,
months."
tell Sue great minds think alike.
Hold on. Let me answer the question first because I'm gonna give respect to the man who came into the building to ask me a question to my face. We're gonna get to everybody else, but we're gonna talk to Andrew Money, and then we'll talk to the internet crowd. So Andrew Money, thank you for that question. Number one, yes, I changed my clothes up in here. The first part of being in here since the beta, it's crazy because I had color options. I in real life right now even I rock a black T-shirt. I'm a 40-year
All
old
day, every
man
day.
that
That's all I
has
do.
oh no, literally I literally have a uniform. I have literally taken inspiration from people like Steve Jobs, like Mark Zuckerberg. People who are rich don't show you you're rich. People who are rich go and do things for other people to enrich
Exactly.
themselves. So when I saw Steve Jobs roll out on stage in his jeans and his turtleneck every single appearance, when I saw Bill Gates rocking a $100 watch, when I saw these people that are out here making billions of dollars who are not flexing on everybody else, I took a page out of their book and I built myself. I'm not rocking Jordans. I'm not rocking, $200 jeans. I am rocking a $5 t-shirt and I'm rocking a whole assortment of colors of pants, sweatpants, shorts, don't matter because my money is on my future, my investments, my revenue streams, my investments back in my business. So if somebody wants to come at me and clown me because I got $50 shoes, I'm clowning you because you're gonna be working till you're dead. That's why I put my money in myself, my children, my future, everything except for what I look like, especially in the metaverse. But the relation is in the beta, I had a hoodie,
Yo, Super, I
I
got cut
had
off, but Andrew Money had the
a
same
hat to match
question.
because in high school I had all the colors and I had all the Yankee fitteds, and I even had on my prom night a white tux with a white fitted Yankee hat, and that was my brand in here when I started, and Meta took it away from me. So I rocked
Damn.
the gray
Y'all hear that matter?
with the
Bring that
gray
back.
with the black hat. Oh yeah, no. I've every room I've been in, I've asked for it, and trust me, y'all are gonna get it. Y'all are gonna get it because everybody else is asking too. So to answer your question, I don't change my clothes in the metaverse because it's my brand. Before this, I was rocking the hoodie. Everywhere I went, people would recognize me out of a crowd. I don't know if you've seen, for instance, Papa Hoppa looks like a close clone of what I used to look like, but you could
Oh
pick me out of a
yeah.
crowd. So when I see
I know
Last
that look.
Girl, when I see Andrew Money, when I see DBZ, when I see Hardy, when I see Rupert, when I see New York, these people, Classic Vision, their brand is what I'm looking at every time I see them in whatever outfit they're wearing. But I tell you what, y'all gonna recognize the same clothes in the next, however long until they give me color options because it's my brand and I want people to recognize my face. There's a good story too.
Facts.
Please let me just add one more thing, and I apologize because I'm dragging this out. When I
He's
first
going in.
started connecting with community and I had other communities questioning whether I was genuine, when I was sincere, when I walked out on stage, what did I have in my hand? I had my camera, right? Every picture I take, y'all will see me like this. This is me. They hit my inbox and they said, Oculus, it's not about you. It's not about you being in the picture. It's not about you being at the front of everything that's happening. It's not about you. Why are you doing this? Turn your camera around and take a picture of the people that matter. Today, if I take a picture, y'all are behind me, y'all are pushing me forward. Y'all are who's supporting me. Y'all are the reason I'm doing this. And my face is on every single picture because I want everybody to know who I am because more people that are impacted by me and are coming to me and asking me questions, the more people that I can help. So I'm going to continue to put my face on the front. I'm going to be that face in every picture, but I'm still going to take pictures of y'all and share them too, because I'm just as important as everybody else in this metaverse. So I deserve at least one flower out of that whole bouquet, right?
Right on.
That was an amazing
Thanks for the
answer.
answer.
So Andrew,
That was an amazing answer.
turn right back around. Thank you for that question, and
Oh,
I
most
love and
definitely, man.
appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Anybody before we get
Appreciate
to
you, Andrew.
Super, last girl,
Nah, I
first
think we
on
should get
stage
to
with me.
super
Nope, nope,
actually.
nope. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. It's crazy.
What's going on,
Last girl
Oculus?
was good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the love, bro.
Oh, you know it.
So
You know it.
I got a question coming in from Instagram Live from Rosie Rose, and she
Hey,
says,
Rose, what's good?
"What role does the metaverse play in 10 to 20 years within our society?"
What role does the metaverse play in 10 to
Loaded.
20 years in our society?
Yeah,
I
that
tell
was
you what,
heavy. That was heavy.
in 10 to 20 years, one of two things is going to happen. One, Mark Zuckerberg is going to be broke, which we already know that's not happening. Number two, the metaverse is going to be a part of our everyday lives. Now, the way that I can firmly stand behind that is because I've seen this community grow, and we haven't even grown yet. We're not even global yet. I've seen the changes that have happened in here and the things that have evolved just in a year. And if you look at the last 3 months, I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but every one of those change logs that they put out there, that's just a fraction of what they're releasing. Not just bug fixes, not just a couple of features, but there's so much going on. There's so many group chats, there's so many channels on Discord. They're all talking about everything they're doing to improve what y'all are using every single day. So when it comes to the next 10 to 20 years in the metaverse, I'm looking at it as the vision that Zuckerberg put out there during Facebook Connect last year. I want to be able to throw my glasses on and go walk down the street. I want to be able to admire somebody's artwork on the side of a building, have it come to life in front of me, and give me the option to tip that person because they put that time and effort into it. I want to be able to throw my glasses on. I want to go to hop to a concert, and I want to not have to worry about no drinks getting spilled on me, nobody bumping into me, no fights, no drama, no risking my life. Things that are going to change in the next 10 to 20 years, they're not going to stop now. If you look at the last 50 years, people like in our parents' generation being here when the TV was invented, the telephone, people were saying nobody's going to have time to sit around and watch TV all day. We've got the radio. Nobody's going to have time to be on the internet. We got TV. Nobody's going to have time to be in VR. We've got the internet. I don't have time to say nobody has time for it. I have all the time in the world to be a part of this next thing as it grows. So in the next 20 years, I hope that it's going to be so much easier and more connected, and it's going to be all a part of at least somebody's metaverse out there. I can't imagine Zuckerberg turning away and saying, never mind. This is where it's at. This is where he's trying to make it, and this is where it's going to go. So this is where I'm going to be.
I agree. Thank you so much, Oculus. Appreciate you answering that
Hey, I
question.
appreciate you. Tell Super go change his clothes.
I got you.
All right.
So now I know I
Any
set
other
the bar on
questions?
people coming up on stage. So please, I know, just come up here and ask a question, even if it's, just to say hello. I would love to have at least y'all come up, get a picture with me. Like I said, I'm about the community. I want to connect with you. So if we've never met, you want to come up and ask me a question, please come on up. Say something because it's really about what I can teach you, what I can share with you. Um, while y'all are considering coming up on stage, I'm going to shout out Jay again, Capricorn and Wolf, and everybody who pushed Jay along. I can't stress enough how important it is for these young
Happy
creators to get support.
birthday.
So I want everybody. I hope that Jay like goes to school when it comes back and says, not only was I in VR, but I built a world. I got shouted out by somebody in the community. I had 30 people in my world, and I got pictures of it. I got people on internet that are shouting out my name. These are the things that these young creators deserve. We should be able to embrace that. We should be able to share that with them. So I want y'all to help me do that. If you have people in your family or your friends that younger creators, they want to get involved. Something that I told my own daughter when she was growing up, a lot of people were worried about screen time. Screen time, too much screen time. You don't want to sit them in front of a TV. You don't want to sit in front of a computer. It's bad for their eyes, bad for their health. Well, video games were bad for my health. Where am I at? I'm hanging out in a video game, influencing people, meeting people, teaching people, learning, making money. What's bad for you? What's bad for you is listening to people who tell you what's bad for you. That's what's bad for you. What's bad for you is not making an effort to do something you're passionate about, because I can tell you as many jobs as I've had that I've hated, jobs that I did just to make money, jobs that I put myself through because the bills got to get paid, cars repossessed, credit wrecked, but I worked a job until I got to a position where I could do better. And the only thing that's made me truly happy is being in here with y'all, sharing messages, building communities, and being able to share these important things that y'all get to take with you and go give to other people. And that's just like, how do I even explain how amazing that feels? And I know some of y'all are thinking like, I could never do, what you're doing, or I could never be a community builder. I could never be a world builder. The only person telling you that is you. There's nobody else in this room that's telling you that right now. So one thing I learned from Better World Museum, from Sassy 3K, when we were hanging out in the All You Need to Know About the LGBTQ World, we were talking, we were opening up, we were being real, we were being raw. And somebody in that circle said, "You are enough. You matter. You are loved." And that message was the strongest message that I've seen anybody give without any expectation of anything in return. That is the most powerful thing, is something that you can give to somebody else and not ever expect anything back. So anybody in this room right now, if you think you're not good enough, there's no one else in here that thinks that. There's no one else in here telling you you can't do something. So make sure that you stop listening to yourself if it's a negative thing, and start listening to everybody else who's trying to put you up and trying to make you feel better about, the things that you are doing, because they are important, that they're actually impacting people. So come on, y'all. I need somebody else up on stage with me. I got to do my influencer thing. Somebody called me out for being an influencer, even though I'm just out here loving the community. But I want to take pictures with y'all. I want questions. I want the chat to open up. If y'all got questions
Young
other than
Russ,
Super, please fill up
coming up.
that chat.
Super's in
Young
here.
Russ, yes,
He's
come
going
on up
off.
to the stage.
What's up, boss? Can you hear
First
me?
up, thank you so much
What's
for
up,
coming
man?
up.
Yeah.
And second, let's get that picture while you telling me what's on your mind. Hey.
Yeah, man. I had a couple questions. First, what are one of the things that kind of made you kind of want to take all the things that you do serious and build it up how you did?
Whew, that's a big question. So ask that one more time, just so I can really
Yeah. So
absorb that.
so
That's
when you got
powerful.
into when you got into the metaverse, what kind of led you to take the path that you're taking now and kind of take it as serious as you're doing?
Oof. Like I actually got chills from that. That's a deep question, because what you're really asking me is the inspiration. What was the journey, and there's so much that
Right.
happened in the last year and a half. All I can say is, from the second day I came to Horizon, the people have been the reason why I keep coming back. If you get a chance, look at the Facebook Connect website from last year. If not, there's a link fly in my Instagram profile. The Facebook Connect
Right.
panel that I did with Ashes to Ashes, Better World Museum, and I was on stage with Lisa Kotecki. And one of the questions that was in that list was, what keeps bringing you back to Horizon? And my answer is always going to be the same as if I rehearsed it a million times, because it never changes. It's the people. The people are the reason that I keep coming back. The people are the reason why I love what I do here, my inspiration and my drive to keep going. The people are everything to me. And my reason behind what I'm doing now is just because I've connected so many people and connected with so many people. That story about that person in the plaza, that all they needed
Right.
was just a welcome into the circle, that just always weighs on my mind, that if I'm not conscious of the others in this world that are in this space that aren't being welcomed into these circles, they don't have an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to shine. So if there's a good, short, sweet, wrap it in a bow answer to what you're saying, it's
Right.
always going to be the people. It's always going to be the community. Even if I'm making money in this space, even if I'm taking
Right.
time to do something for myself, there's always the community behind me that I'm looking at, and I'm trying to find ways that I can just give more.
Right. And all right. And so what do you think for like new builders and people that are still learning how to build and script? What are some things that you advice that you might have for them? And tips or places that can help them out a lot.
Oh, absolutely. There are so many resources today that didn't exist when I got here. There's so many people that are giving away their time, giving away their knowledge that didn't give it to me through as easy as access it is now. I have to shout out Lakes '05 and Video Tutorials because even though there were a few tutorials floating out there, Lakes has done. I mean, when Roop was giving out that opening and that introduction, I literally wanted to come on stage and clown and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It's not Vidu. It's not Lakes. It's actually just me, Oculus." Because he's describing people, not just me, but so many others that are doing those things that he talked about, that name in the community, that person that inspires you, that person that you look up to. Lakes was one of those people. And when I met him in the plaza, he was just a person. He's just walking around and asking people, what are you working on? And, hey, did you see that new script that somebody figured out? Or it was very basic things back then that we were just trying to get conversation about world building and about just collaborating. And I took a lot of inspiration from those people, but there's so many people in this space that don't even have to be at a Vidu level or the Lakes level or a Waffle Copters. There's people just in this room that you can get inspired by. So if you're a builder and you want inspiration, it doesn't take finding top of the these juggernauts of people that inspired me. That they're the same humble people. They're just here to help. You can just reach out to somebody in the room and work together and figure it out. So if you're a new builder, if you're a new scripter, just connect with people. You'll be amazed. Another thing that I mentioned at Facebook Connect was when you have a world, you can only build it to a certain point. But when you bring a collaborator in, their perspective, their vision, their creativity adds that extra thing to it that just makes it something special. So collaboration is the most important thing in Horizon. And it blows my mind to think before I got in here, you didn't have editors, collaborators on your worlds. That's why when before the beta even existed, pre-beta, it was all art worlds. People were in their own spaces just building art spaces and hangouts. So collaboration is everything. Take advantage of it. So if you're a new builder and scripter, collaborate, meet people,
All
and
right,
just get into build mode and build something together.
all right, right on, man. All right, it was nice meeting you, bro. I'm gonna head back to my seat.
Yes, sir. Thank you for
Till
your
next
question,
time.
and thank you so much for
Yep,
coming up on stage with me.
yep.
Appreciate you, Russ.
Any other questions for Oculus?
Hey,
Come on up,
no, come on up.
please.
No already knows I'm a fan. Hey, what's up, No?
I am. Okay, sorry, I was on
There
party
you are.
only.
That's all right.
So
It's a
I
big
don't really
party
have
now.
a question. I just have like more of like a continuing the conversation about like being inspired by
Yes.
people. And I'm gonna be honest, when I first came into Horizons, I had zero patience to build. I didn't even have any sort of desire to go in there and even try to attempt it. But in real life, before I discovered Horizons, I build Lego in real life. I have an extensive Lego collection, and I post. If you follow me on Instagram, all my Lego is on my Instagram. And actually, Rupert commented on one of my builds in from Lego, and because I was struggling with building in Horizons, and he was like, "Why don't you take that frustration and turn it into something in the metaverse? Make a Lego
Hmm.
world." Make this just it was his inspiration. It was like maybe I should just go in and click on that create tab and see what I can do. And here I am about 6 months later, and I have 4 worlds, and it's all I want to do now is I want to get in here and I want to build and I want to collaborate and I want to work with people and I want to network. And I'm working very closely
Yes.
with Jay Vanity right now, and that's my girl right there, and we're working on a lot of things together. Flex tie, U2 classic. So I just want to say to those people who are afraid to get in the build mode, I was there. I know how you feel. Don't be afraid. Just go in and just have fun with it, really. Because that's all it is. It's fun. That's all I have to say.
And props to you for your new Upside Down world. So make sure y'all
Yes,
check
thank
that
you.
out.
Everybody,
Make sure
Stranger
you check that
Things. Go
out.
check it out. Thank you, Oculus. You're the
So
best.
so no,
Oh,
I want to
yes.
ask you your
Yeah.
your first experience. How did that not happen? There we go. Your first experience in Horizon. Are there any people that reached out to you that you were you want to shout out? Anybody early on that really either inspired you or helped you or helped you grow? Anybody out there that you just want to shout out?
Oh yeah, for sure. So one of the first builders that I met was Dunder Builds and Leo the Architect. So shout out to them. Also, two guys are in the
Yes.
audience right now. They asked me to collab on their newest worlds, Legend and Papa Hapa. So thank you. I appreciate you guys letting me shine. And Legend actually did help me on my Stranger World things as well. He helped me script because I don't know how to script. Um,
Nice.
and I was also in Flex Tie's fashion video shoot for his new Monaco Corvette line. I was one of the models.
Ooh,
So yeah, I'm involved in a lot of things in the metaverse, and I love this community. I love everybody.
love it. Thank you so much for sharing that, and
Thank
thank you for
you.
your question and your comments and everything you're
Yeah,
doing.
just want
So
to keep the conversation rolling and just share my
yeah,
story.
for
All right, thanks
sure.
everybody.
These stories that people have about their way into the metaverse, there are people that have come in and had really bad experiences and somebody brought them back. There's other people that had really good experiences and they want to continue to share that energy. But you got to think that whatever your experience was, how can you improve that experience and put that into what you do in the metaverse? Because that's where that fire comes from in me. My first experience that I share on every stage and every couch on every conversation, I was frustrated. I was lost. I felt like I just didn't belong or I didn't know where to go to belong. And so I want everyone who comes into this place to have a better experience than the one I had. And I love to hear when they do. And it just inspires them to keep going. So it means something to me to be able to hear those stories about whether, you had a great experience and you've continued to grow, the people that have inspired you, the people that have helped you, the people that you've reached out to and connected with and collaborated with. These stories are important because some people out there they may not ask a question, they may not know how to connect, and they may not be aware that something as simple of just friend requesting and getting into build mode could lead to an amazing future in the metaverse. So continue to share those stories with people. It doesn't matter what the venue is. It could be hanging out in the world, just bringing a conversation. Rupert, I want to say season two, you've had some amazing creators, and I feel honored and blessed to be asked not only to be on this stage as a part of Meta Talk, so thank you, but I got to thank y'all in the audience because y'all didn't know who was going to be here, and you're here. You support Meta Talks, you support Rupert, and you support everything he's doing. And that's why it was important for me when I connected with him to come on this stage today to not share who the guest was, and it's not about me being on the stage at all because as I said many times, and I can't tell you how many different places, it's not about me ever. I don't think that I'm any better than anyone else out there. Anyone else out there can do what I'm doing right now, but I wanted it to be show Rupert the love, show Meta Talks the love, and just come through for your friends, for the people that inspire you, for the people that you look up to, and continue doing that. So don't worry about who's on stage next. Don't worry about who's going to be speaking at your next event. Go to these spaces because you support the people that created them, support the people that are putting these events together for you, and just go and support your community because that's really what it's all about. At the end of the day, the community is the reason your world exists. It shows up in the menu. That door with that green dot in the corner, that dot says somebody in the community is checking out your world. So without that person in your world is just out there floating like all the rest of them until somebody actually joins that world. Rupert, you got anything else you want to share, or anybody else have any questions? I would love to come back up on stage, ask the questions. Papa Hopper. Nope, we're
Yep.
gonna have last
Oh,
girl first.
okay. So
Y'all fight.
that
Go
this
ahead,
one's from
battle.
this one is he said he really wants to know this. This one's from Super. He wants to know,
Oh
do you
boy.
know anything about the Oculus Launchpad program?
Ooh, Launchpad. Um, the short answer, no, I don't specifically, but I can tell you that if you ask in Discord for more information, there's probably a number of people because Meta at the parentheses next to so many names in that Discord, somebody's got the right information to get you in the right direction. I would love to learn more about it as well. So thank you for the question. Tag me in that question when you put it on Discord, and I guarantee you, if I can find my way into it to lend a hand, I will do it. So please,
All
please
right.
do that.
Awesome. You heard it, Super.
Launchpad Launchpad brings up a very important thing, not just all of these competitions that are going on, because Zuckerberg and Meta they're investing billions of dollars into this product, and more specifically, $10 million for the Creator Fund. So the Launchpad, creator competitions, accelerator programs, builder tracks. There's a number of names out there. But on top of just this, Meta for Creators, there's so many pages out there that are giving money away to people to just help build the metaverse. So get involved in programs like the Launchpad, the builders tracks, accelerators, the mentorships. If you don't take advantage of these opportunities, when it comes time to say, how do I get involved? It might be too late if you keep sleeping on all these opportunities. All you have to do is just say, I'm interested. Literally just say, I'm interested. I've had people who I was blown away at the mentors that they got just by jumping up and saying, I'm interested. And these were people that I thought were experienced builders and scripters who were looking for a mentor to grow. So that shows you don't have to be at a certain level to be a mentor. You can still need a mentor at any level. I would love to have a mentor to teach me about scripting and to teach me more about this space because I spent all my time community building. But to see these programs go to waste, there's so many opportunities. Please take them. Go join Discord, follow every one of them. Ask me. I will continue to tag y'all if you want to hear more. Just please join them. Please take advantage of them. Papa Hoppa, hop up on stage and let's get that picture. And I appreciate you
Hey,
being here and showing support, showing love.
Oculus. Good to see you, man.
Hey, always good to see you.
Yeah, man. I
What you
actually don't have
got?
a question.
Talk
I
to me.
just uh I just wanted to say that you were an inspiration for me when I first started. Um so actually you were the reason why that I wanted to build like the creator hub at Bunky's. The first time you ever
Yes.
sent me an invite to Club 1, I was over there, you showed me my door, and I didn't really understand like how all of that worked and how you connected with people. But that inspired me to make a creator hub, and then that just built all like that started one little thing that made so many other world builds and everything. So I just wanted to let you know that, you're an inspiration for me as you are to a lot of people, but that's all I wanted to
That,
say. I
that
wanted
that
to come up
means the
here and say
world
that,
to
man.
hear. I love that the community aspect of what I showed you was what you took away and put into your world. I am kind of freaked out. It's like looking into a mirror with blue eyes because I used to have the hat backwards and the hoodie.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I changed brands a little bit
Yeah.
because that's why I laughed when I was like, "Oh wow!" Right out in the crowd. But in all
That's funny,
seriousness,
man.
when with Club One, that the part that I shared with you, I created Club Oculus last April. It was building a prom world and a graduation world for Sassy 3K. She didn't she wasn't going to experience graduation or prom, and Flutter, if y'all know Flutter, she's giving, and she wanted to create a world for Sassy to celebrate Sassy's graduation and to give Sassy a prom. And so I'm collaborating with her on this prom world. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm literally building my club. This is what I've been wanting to do. And I asked Flutter, I said, I don't know how to ask this other than to ask it, but do you mind if I clone what I have now so I can finish my club and continue to help you on this prom world? And she said, absolutely, please do. Go for it. So if you go and look for, I think it's just called Sassy 3K Prom, you'll find the original Club Oculos dance floor, speakers, DJ booth, and same thing in the graduation world. And I put that into Club Oculos. And when I built Club One, I wasn't. It wasn't so much inspiration. It was there were so many new tools from when I built back in April that I decided I was going to build a new club. And
Sure.
hilariously, I had so much hate in my inbox that was telling me I was copying people. I was dying because so many people, I'm coming into the metaverse. I'm the first club creator. I'm the first puzzle creator. I'm the first. You know how many people did it before you? And I share with these people, it's not about being first. Nobody cares if you're first. People care if you do it with passion, if you do it well, and you do it in a right space where people are going to appreciate what you're doing. So you can be the
Yeah.
first Papa Hoppa and you do it damn good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So Club One, I turned
Right.
into a club hub. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do you one better. Not only was I the first, and I don't even care about being the first, but now because you're hating on my club, I'm turning it into a hub, and I'm gonna show off every other person who's got a club out there, and you can say they copied you too. And I proved a point that if you continue to support the community, nobody can knock you down. What is it?
Right.
Ray Lewis used to say all the time, no power can come against me. It's just how it is. If you have so much support, if you're doing it from a good place, nobody can knock you down. So
Right.
I'm so glad that you're still supporting through your hub and through Bunkies. I love that
Yeah,
your success is still going. And shout out to you
for
and everything
sure.
you're doing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, so
It's
great to
good to
see
see
you.
you.
I
Any other
love hearing
questions?
about like things that people have taken away from the experiences just a hangout, because Club One was not created to be a club hangout for you, for everybody. It was a place that I wanted to hang out with and invite my friends and have people enjoy that space. I never build for what I think people are going to enjoy. I build for where I want to hang out and places that I would enjoy and hope that other people would want to enjoy it as well. And that's part of why a lot of these worlds that people build are successful. They're building worlds that they want to hang out in, that they want to be in, that they don't mind spending all day in. And I shout this person out so many times because they're an inspiration to me. Dollar Beasy, DB has been an inspiration to me since meeting him. He's got 6,000 likes on DB Studio. 6,000 likes. Think about that. If you open up your menu, I don't know what the highest like count on your worlds are, but 6,000 blew me away. When I saw 5,000 when he posted that flyer, I knew exactly why he earned every single one of those likes. When I went to his worlds, the first time I went into DB Studio, DB's in the corner. He's got the mic. Hey, what's up, y'all? Come on in. Oculus, welcome to my world. Feel free to hang out. Open up that menu. Give me a like. Appreciate you. If you want to go ahead and hop in the studio, go ahead and walk around the corner. If you want to spit some bars, go ahead. If you got, a little bit of flow, if you want to, get on the mic, do it. Like all kind of words of encouragement, affirmations, things that are making me feel good about being in his world. He's hosting his world. Every single time I went in there, he was there. I was like, bro, do you ever leave? Do you ever sleep? Nah, man. I like being in my world. I like being in my studio. I love listening to people freestyle. I like hearing all these people's creativity. I love listening to music. I love creating music. I love being around music. And it took really just a matter of seconds before I really was understanding that this man got it. He understood what it was like to host your world, to put your effort into the people, and the people come through for you every single time. So shout out to DB. I'll continue to shout him out because he is an inspiration to me. He's one of those people that I look up to because of some of the things that he's done and some of the spaces. But just as a person, as a businessman, as a friend, as a collaborator, he's just one of those people that I wish y'all get a chance to know him too. Any other questions? Please come up on stage. I'd love to have y'all up here. Capricorn, I want to call you out. You and Wolf, come on up stage because I want to talk about Jay a little bit. Come on, I'm gonna do it right now. We're gonna talk about Jay's trampoline park. Everybody, open up your menus and go save it so you can go check it out while we're talking. Open your menu, Jay trampoline park. Capricorn,
Hey.
thank you so much for reaching out. Talk to me about Jay. Talk a little bit about Jay. Open up to the world about what he's working on, what he's doing, how he got into metaverse.
So we all chipped in and got Jaden and Oculus
Oh,
for
that's awesome.
Christmas.
Hey,
So I actually got on it Christmas Day. That's how I ended up getting mine a few days after. I told him about Horizon Worlds. I said, "Hey, check it out." He got on and we world hopped for a little bit, but he was the one that started building before I did.
oh wow,
As you guys, yeah, yeah, he actually hooked up with some adults on here, and he played the Village and some other games, Arena Clash. He
shout
actually
out
met,
Euphoria.
yes, he met those builders, and they kind of encouraged him to start building. So his first build was actually a beach house. So he started helping him with that, and then he came to me and Wolf and said, "Hey, I want to do a trampoline park," and I said, "All right, throw out your ideas, let's get it together," and that's how it came to be.
That's so great.
And he's
So
underage. You guys know he's a kid, and um, he's an inspiration to me because he's so giving. If anyone out there's ever met him, he's always laughing. He's always smiling. He's just he's very inquisitive. Well, how do you do that? Can you show
mhm,
me? He's teaching himself how to script. He's like, "Oh,
that's amazing.
Cap, I got a script for you. I know how to do a trigger. Let me show you." So he's showing me. And I just want to encourage him and to teach other kids that it's okay. And it's okay to get on here. And I just want to say thank you to the adults that are treating him with respect. And that was key. That's what kept him coming back, because those adults
So
kept
great.
being respectful to him. So I just want to say thank you. And thank you to you for shouting him out, because it's amazing. I can't wait to speak with him. He's on vacation with his mom right now, but
Yep.
when he gets back, he's
I,
gonna be shocked. He's
I
very
thought
happy.
back to what I was doing at 12. I don't know what y'all were doing at 12, but when I was 12, I wasn't thinking about my future. I wasn't thinking about being creative. I was probably playing with Ninja Turtles and doing terrible at math. Like that was 12 to me. That's all I can remember. And this young man is creating, and he's taking his creativity and putting it into something and focusing his passion into building in Horizon. And while I don't know of many um programs for younger creators, but Smile Honey Child and with Super and the Script Kids, I hope that more people are inspired to create these
Hmm.
programs for the younger creators because they deserve a chance. They deserve to have an outlet for them to be able to create. And all of the hate aside for younger kids that people have, they really need to start thinking about it. If it was their own child, if it's their own brother, their sister, their nephew or niece, if they were getting treated the way that they're treating these other children in here that are just trying to find their way and get help or start finding a way into the build tools to start making their own, like that's all it takes is just give them a little bit of focus and encouragement, and some of these kids will actually create some really really terrific things. So I hope that there's others out there that can help bring more attention to these young creators, and in a way that they're getting support and that they're getting help. So Cap, I want to thank you for just reaching out for and not only putting money together to get an Oculus for for him, but
Hmm.
also for supporting him and continuing to support him. So thank you to you because
Always.
without you,
Thank you.
I would have never met him. I hope to meet him in person, but I would never have known
Yes.
who he is, and I wouldn't be able to highlight his world. So thank you, Wolf.
Awesome.
Anything
I
you want to
appreciate
share?
you.
Oh, I mean, I couldn't agree more with Cat. Like from getting on and getting on this platform and seeing how it's evolved over the past months of us being on here, I think
Mm-hmm.
it is definitely highly important, that people do shed light on the fact that kids are in this space. And I think it is very important to create and establish these things for them to allow them to build. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
we pave a way for us to build, but what about them? And a
Yep.
lot of them need that guidance. They need that. And I hear a lot of people, they are very opinionated and very biased when it comes to kids. And I understand as an adult, like the space and the platform is pushed and commercialized and advertised for the adults, and us is give a given space for them to create and showcase what they want to do. They're utilizing the space they want to. But like you said, what about them? I think people do need to be very open minded to them and just understand that this space is meant to be shared, you know,
Can't agree more. That is a I
Absolutely.
couldn't think of a more perfect way to share that message.
honestly.
People that are out there creating worlds for kids to enjoy, please continue to keep doing that. I mean, I want to shout out Herbert Joyce Jr. creating Metacourt Kids. There's people creating kids versions of worlds out there, and I'm sure that a lot of these kids they want to hang out in the adult world still. But the fact that they put the time and energy into creating these spaces for children, I get it. It's controversial. It's hard to support having kids in a space with adults. But if you focus that energy that they want to put into this metaverse, you don't know in 5 years they might be teaching you something. They might be creating worlds that you are going to be impacted by. They might be in here teaching you one day in a classroom or creating the technology of whatever the future is of this metaverse. So
Most
thank you so much
definitely.
for supporting and
Yes. Thank
sharing his
you.
world with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So if there's anything that I can ever do for anybody, I've said it countless times. I know people always come up to me and say, "I know you're a busy person. I know that you're always busy." I'm never too busy to answer a DM. I'm never to answer a question, or if you hop into my world to have a conversation. So please continue to do that. Hop into a world if you see me online. Join me in a DM. Talk to me on a Facebook page post or in the Discord, because there are other people who are watching what you're typing. If it's not in a DM, have the same question or a similar question, and they're just afraid to ask or they don't know how to ask. So you asking these questions and starting these conversations are helping so many other people. So I can't stress enough. Please continue to do that. Roop, I see you floating off in the corner. You want to come up on stage and maybe we should see if anybody else has any questions. Otherwise, maybe wrap for the season.
Sorry, I was on mute. Any other questions for Ak?
Questions, comments, please come on up. I'd love to get a picture with everybody anyway. So we're definitely gonna get a group photo after this. But if anybody just wants to come up and say hello or just ask a question, I mean, this is the opportunity. This is one of those times, like I tell you, the builders tracks, the accelerators, the competitions, the launch pads. My time right now. These are opportunities that are being given away. So take every opportunity. And if y'all like me, way back when, count to 10 and then walk up on stage if you got anxiety and you're worried about, maybe you just are a little nervous about coming up here and talking in front of everybody. That's all it takes.
Well, one
Hey,
thing.
there's Shay
Nope.
Arts.
Come on, Shay.
Come
Come on, Shay.
on up.
Oh, damn it.
Shay,
I
we
don't want
haven't
to say
officially
nothing. I
met,
just
and I
want to
did
get a
shout you
picture.
out early. So,
You did?
oh, yeah, we're going to
You
get
know
that
how long
picture.
it took for me to
So,
get
Shay,
in?
so Shay, if y'all didn't hear me earlier, was on stage recently, and first thing I said
That was
was,
all
I
I
hope I get a
wanted.
chance to meet Shay because we haven't actually connected, and I shouted you and all the other season 2 builders and community members. So I'm grateful for you for not only being a part of this Meta Talks with Rupert and sharing your message, but I'm also grateful for anything that you're doing out in this community. But please, question, comment, whatever you want to share with me, share with the community.
Oh no, I just wanted the picture. Like I get nervous on the stage, so I'm gonna go.
No.
No worries. Hey, I appreciate that. And I am gonna post all of these pictures to my Facebook and Instagram. So please tag yourself, take a copy, catch these hands. You floating in the background. I'm gonna call you out. Get on stage. Come
Boy.
on up. Say hello. I don't care if you got a question. I'm gonna call you out, and you at least gonna say a couple words.
What
What's
it do? What it
good?
do? What it do? What my chair
So
at, man?
hands, I can't tell you. You're one of those people that when I first met you, your energy was like off the charts. Like you were just ready to ask questions and learn, and you wanted to connect, and you just want to support. And I appreciate you, like everything that you do. But please say a few things like to this crowd about you and coming into the metaverse, and anyone who's impacted you or helped you along the way.
To be honest with you, man, like half of the people in here helped me out already.
I know, right? This is an amazing crowd. Give yourself some
Oh yeah,
confetti right
everybody in
quick
here.
while we just love all of y'all.
We got Dirt Dig. They gave me the best shades I ever had in here.
Oh, you're the shades. I need to connect. I need to connect.
My God, yeah, he got some. He got a shot, man. He got some Iron Man glasses.
Oh wow. I need something that has 410 on it. So if somebody can hook me up with some 410 shades, I'm willing to
Got Jay
pay. I just
Vanity
want to
to
have
do the.
something.
That's my stalker.
Jay Vanity hasn't stalked this stage yet, so we're gonna wait until
Oh yeah,
Jay come up on
go on
stage.
stage, Jay. Quit playing. Girl Shay Art, she from Memphis too, man.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jay, what's up? Hey, Oculus.
Jay, we need a picture. But hands before Jay jump in, you got anything you want to say to the crowd or just say hi or anything like that?
How everybody doing?
Hey.
Everybody, please keep doing what you're doing, making my life a lot easier. I don't have to build. I don't have to script. Everybody just does it for me on the strength of my hands. That's it.
That's fair. Can't catch these hands if they're building, so
Oh God.
Literally.
all right, hands. I appreciate you. Jay, how
Oculus, what's
how have
up?
how have we not been on the same stage together? We have been in
I
DMs,
cannot.
on posts, discords, I mean,
Man, I don't even
we
know.
have literally been connected for so long, and it's the first time we've been actually interacting. I just want to shout out Jay because Jay is an amazing force in the metaverse, an amazing person, and just the energy. If y'all haven't had a chance to experience it, just be in the room with Jay, and you already know, you already know. So your flowers are
Firecracker.
ready,
Thank you. And
ready.
same with you. I remember when I first met you, it was around Christmas Eve. That was like my first day in here. And I went into world tours and everyone just flocked to you. And I'm like, who is this man? Like, like I was one of those people still new, trying to get the wave of things. And then when I started to see your role, I was like, oh, this is someone I have to be careful around and just watch what I
Oh
say and all
no,
that stuff. So like you and Rhonda X, like every time I'm around you guys, I just stay silent and I let you guys speak because you guys drop gems after gems and I soak it in. And like with you, like how we DM, I'm also doing the same with Rhonda and I'm following you guys in silence because I want to see how not only you guys are improving, but how I can improve my brand and myself and pass that on to other people. So I
I
do
love it.
appreciate meeting you on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I love it. I'm so grateful you shared that because when I meet people in tours and I turn my creator tag off when I'm in my worlds for that very reason. I don't want people to look at it and say, "Oh, that's the creator. I better
Well,
be
it
on my
didn't
best
work that
behavior."
day. I went to you.
Oh, I know, right? It's it's like a bad smell no matter what. It was following me. So I was like, but in all seriousness though, you and I we've been connecting through social media, and I have just not been in the same room with you long enough to really just say I appreciate what you're doing. I've watched your journey coming into the metaverse, seeing all your accomplishments, your energy, your strength. So please keep sharing that with others. You don't have to
Thank
be
you.
silent in the room to catch gems. You're out here giving these gems to other people already. So please use your voice, use your skills and talents, and share that with the world because the world needs
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. You're
Appreciate you.
amazing.
Plus, let
Hey,
me
Hands
say,
is back.
Jay has
And happy birthday
the
to
best
Jay
laugh in the
Vanity.
metaverse.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Happy
birthday!
boo.
birthday.
Happy
Hey, I knew there was something
birthday.
about you. That's
Yes.
that Leo
Oh
energy.
man, I know what I
There we
need.
go.
I know what I
There
need.
we go. Best laugh in the metaverse.
Thank you, Last Girl. Thank you,
Oh
Rupert.
yeah,
Yo.
we having a Primitive Shakes was having a all white party July 30th.
Oh,
Everybody that want to come is
Yes,
welcome.
yes.
Oh,
Make sure
Club
you have on
colors.
all white,
Flex go.
Yes,
all
club
white,
colors.
is this white
all white.
or do I got to go whiter?
Now you gotta change the skin. Gotta get a little
Don't
whiter
tell
than that.
soup. Don't tell soup. You're
Damn.
gonna have to change that gray jacket.
Soup, skip the party. Leave your bot at home.
It's
Oh,
gonna be in Golden Ave though at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then it's gonna be
There
another
you go.
party in Club Colors at 11
Make sure you check
Eastern.
it out. Club Colors. Make sure you check that out as well. Hands, appreciate you. That community
Oh
support is
man,
what it's
yeah.
about.
Rupert.
Oh yeah. Hey, you gotta get this guy up here, man. I'm telling you, Dirt.
Oh, he's
This the
coming.
guy, man.
Come on up.
That's the
Yeah, I'm
guy,
Come
coming.
on
I'm
man.
up.
coming.
My guy.
I'm starting to feel like the Santa Claus in the mall. Everybody lining up to get a picture with me. Now I'm losing.
I gotta get in there. Boy. I gotta get
Let's
in there.
get this. Let's get this. Get in here, Cash.
Hey. Oh, you turned over. You turned around. Let me get another one. Hey. All right, then we're gonna
Yeah.
get just one with just you. All right, Hands, appreciate you. All
Mm-hmm.
right, hey. Yeah, I feel like the mall Santa. Everybody come up here and get in the picture.
Yes, we're streaming
I
live
just
right
wanted to
now.
let you know that
You follow last girl. She's
gonna be featured in Fashion Week alongside Jay Vanity
Hey,
on August the 18th. It'll be a Thursday at 9 o'clock Central Time. And if you're able to be in the building, this open invitation. I want you to come on in. I'll make
oh,
sure
that's what's
we'll
up.
try to coordinate with you because I know it's filling up fast. So we try to coordinate with you and see if you can make it, and if so, we'll make sure you get a spot in there.
Hey, for sure. Make sure somebody send me a DM with the information. I'm gonna come
I
through.
got you, Oculus.
Yeah,
I
yeah, she
got
got
you.
If
she
it's a
It's
she
your birthday,
Wednesday,
she
man.
on
that's
Send
she
me a
on
cool.
top
Yeah.
of it. She on top of it.
Yes.
So
It's not a Wednesday, is it?
it's a Thursday.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Wednesdays is
Thursday.
tours. I can't abandon my people. Can't abandon
Oh
the
no,
community.
hey, by all means, we know you got that on lock. So by all means, But yeah, it'll be a
I
Thursday,
love the
the
fact
18th.
that every person that's reached out to me, whether it's somebody at Meta, it's somebody in the community, it's somebody outside of VR, they'll ask me my availability and they'll say, I know tours is Wednesday, but we can work around, whatever you want to do. And I love hearing that. Like they see the value in world tours. It's something that at times where I thought it wasn't anything special. It was, we're just world hopping. I know it's something special, and I share it with so many people because, like Jay said, and so many others, I met you in tours, and I started recognizing like what you were doing, and I wanted to be a part of it. I was inspired by it. Like these are the connections that are meaningful, that are continue to build people. I've watched people come in and they've first day in Horizon come into tours, they go into build mode, they create a world, and now their world's in world tours. Like that is an amazing experience to be a part of every step of their growth and their journey. So I just love to hear about that. So yes, please send me that information, and I would
All
love to
right.
be there.
We'll make sure you get it. Last girl, how we look
I
on
need to get
camera?
a
We
set of
look good on
shades.
camera up here? All right.
Hey,
All right.
Jay, you want to come back up? I
Any
see
other?
you creeping. Come on up if you want to come on
If
up.
you're gonna close out the show, I'm gonna have one announcement.
Oh, okay. So if
Jay,
anybody,
what
just
can
one
we
last
expect?
chance.
Sorry, for Fashion Week, what can we expect?
Yep, come on up on stage. Tell us about Fashion Week.
Well, I was
Another
gonna let you
outfit out of
close out the
Oculus.
show and do that. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. But hello, everybody. As you all heard on the Meta Streets and the Buzz, I am the coordinator and starter of Metaverse Fashion Week. So you can find me on Instagram, JVanityUpton. We are about to post the calendar, more fashion films, more photo shoots, casting calls. All the works are going to be through my personal page. And August 15th through the 21st, we have 7 designers. We have Dirt Dig, Matlow 3D, Flex Tie, Bubblegum Planet. We also have CC Sip, and who am I forgetting? We have 7 designers and a whole
Legendary.
week. Oh, and
Parzival.
yeah, and Parzival and Tone. So we have 7 designers and a whole week of fashion. So tune in August 15th through the 21st in the metaverse.
Amazing.
The only
Amazing. Thank you so
Upton
much for
in the
sharing that
metaverse.
The only Upton in the
in the
metaverse.
metaverse. Hey. All right, y'all. So, Roop, I don't know if you got anything you want to close it out with, or you want me to give my closing and then you'll wrap up
Yeah,
the rest.
yeah. So I'll just say one thing. I'll definitely let you close it out. So one thing I want everybody to remember, right? When you're in this space, you are doing something like Oculus talked a little bit about individuality, right? No one can be you, but you are doing something now that no one has really done ever before in the history of humankind, right? That's impactful. Like think about that because the space we're moving in now, like we are the first people on the radio. We are the first people on television, right? It's that important to the change that's about to happen in the way we conduct business, in the way we interact, in the way we socialize. We are the first people to ever do it ever, right? So think about that as you cement your legacy in this space and the worlds you create, the image you leave behind, right? It's all being recorded. This is all going to be now part of the archives of human history. When we look back 20, 30 years from now at the beginning of these spaces, your names are going to be there, right? Cemented. It's not going anywhere. Anything that we create now, it may disappear, but it never gets deleted. It's going to be in the ether and duplicated, and you're laying the blueprint. So how you choose to live your life within this space, though you may not think it's important now with some of the toxicity that's going on, how you choose to live your life is how you're going to be remembered for all of humankind. So think about that and the decisions you make and the worlds you create. Create for you. Love this space. It. Don't create for anybody else, right? Be authentic, be genuine, and just do things that bring you joy, and those things will bring other people joy. So
Mm,
I'm gonna let you close out the show.
mm. That was that was another inspiring talk by another inspiring creator and leader. So throw that confetti up for Meta Roop. Throw the confetti up for Meta Talks season 2, y'all. I am beyond grateful to be a part of this. I'm beyond grateful for the friendship that MetaClean has given to me since day one. The community initiatives that he's been a part of. Everything that y'all are doing out here, I'm a fan of y'all. So first and foremost, thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for everybody who's supporting me. who's supporting other people in the community. And I challenge y'all to continue to let that person in off in the distance that's just not comfortable being in the conversation yet. I challenge y'all to look around the room and make these connections when you're in these spaces. And I challenge y'all to tell yourself, I am somebody, I am enough, I am loved. So good night, y'all. Thank you all so much. I'm Oculus 410, and I hope to see y'all in your world sometime soon. Peace, y'all.
Ooh, can we get some confetti for Oculus? First of all, brother, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say it enough. Listen, I don't have to put my thumbs up. I have smiled the entire show, and that's about going on 2 hours. So my face hurts
Oh, yeah.
because I've been smiling the whole show. What you've given to this community, man, is really important. You've really poured energy and life and just a sense of purpose into the community. So everybody, man, just give it up for Oculus. Um, so season 2 is a wrap. This is it. I'm ecstatic, man. This stage has become something that, again, I had no idea what it would grow into, but it isn't me that does it. It's the support of the community and these amazing creators that we have up on this stage. We are going to return August 23rd. We hope everybody's in here. Season 3 is going to be absolutely fabulous, and we're going to really highlight and showcase some people that have put in the work and deserve it. As I always say, you guys could have been anywhere, but you've chose to be here with us tonight, and I'm really, really grateful, and I really appreciate the support, and I don't take any of this for granted. I really don't. So, with that said, thank y'all for coming out. Woohoo!
Get them up on stage.
Play
Let's get
that
them
music,
selfies. Come on up on
DJ.
Yeah,
stage,
come on,
y'all.
everybody,
Come on up
everybody
on stage. Let's get them selfies.
selfie.
Y'all know. So,
Just
Roop,
Come
ran.
on up,
Roop, we're going to
everybody,
put you
coming
in
up.
a chair. Come on in a chair, Roop. We all going to
I
surround
can put this
around
in the
Roop.
chair.
Yep. Everybody surround around Roop. I'm going to get this selfie first, and then everybody else can
Out
get
here
their
at
selfies.
Metatalks
I want to first
live
do exactly
with
what somebody
legendary
told me a long time
Oculus.
ago.
Come on up, come on up.
It's not always about me. It's not
Lovely,
always
come on
about
up.
me. But I'm going to definitely get at least one of them flowers out of that
Casper,
bouquet.
come on up, come
Come
on
on
up.
in. Come on. You're part of us. Come on up.
I wasn't
Just standing
trying
in the
to.
mirror. Or standing in the mirror.
I
Standing in the
wasn't
photo.
trying to.
She might be away. All right, so let's see. Everybody's faces is in a good spot. Name tags not so much, but that's okay because we got faces. We see everybody. All right, you're at where you're at. Don't go sliding around now. I think Russ, little to your left. There, yeah, right there, right there, right there, right there. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Put your sticks down. Put your sticks down. You dead center blocking. All right, we're gonna get this picture first. All right, now we're gonna get this selfie because y'all know. I hope somebody coins that one day or repeats it. I'm gonna always give my flowers, but I at least deserve. You really gonna go on a coin, last girl? Dang.
I wanted to coin.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, I want confetti. Confetti, y'all. Throw that confetti up. Hey.
Woo!
Bop, bop,
All
bop,
right.
bop, bop.
But yeah, for
All
real,
right.
I thought
I'll do
about
the same
that,
for you.
and somebody had said to me about, it's not always about me, and I was like, you know what, I'm always giving my flowers, but I at least want one out of that bouquet, and I just laughed about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna
That's
start
beautiful.
saying that.
I
All right,
like that
I'll get
one.
back in the picture. I'm gonna take one with Oculus and the whole
Come
gang.
on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Come on, get tight, get tight, get
How'd you
tight
get
and
that drink
low.
out the? Oh, it's non-collidable. That's why.
No, it is, yeah. Flex that.
Exactly.
Come on in the picture. Y'all
Yeah,
squeeze
come
up,
on
squeeze
up.
up, squeeze
Come
up,
on up.
squeeze up. Jay in the picture.
Come on.
Listen, we're not leaving anybody out, right? Everybody has value. We are all here together.
That's right.
We're all learning and we're growing together. All right, on three. 1,
E.
2, 3.
E.
All right, you know what? Now we're gonna get an O. Hold on, we gotta get an O also.
Oh.
All right,
Oh,
on
the O.
3. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Oh.
All right, that is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Here you
Yes.
go.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
that's
it.
nice.
I love it.
Oops,
love
sorry.
it. Hey, Roop.
Oh,
Hey, Roop,
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna say
this is
something done.
awesome.
Don't forget to tag
This
me.
is a beautiful
Don't forget to
photo.
tag me in
Oh
that.
yes,
This
yes.
I
is a
love that
beautiful
photo.
It's not
Seriously.
in this cup. There
Nice.
you go.
I wish I could literally just go around hugging all of y'all.
could
I love
tell.
every one of y'all.
Right.
For
Here we
real.
go.
I do.
Here we
I
go.
love
Here
y'all.
we go.
I'm trying
That's
to
just
Here we
good to
go.
see you.
Oh, well,
I'm
it's
trying. I tried. I tried. I
Yep,
tried.
yep, yep.
Chilling.
I do. I
I
love
knew
all
it was
of
supposed
y'all.
to come on
Thank
this
you.
little
Hey.
out space, but
Hey,
Get some
Oculus.
love. Get some love.
Oh, that's awesome.
get back up at work.
Do you see
Hands,
yourself?
hands,
So I'm
hands.
just
Oh my
chilling, waiting to see who's gonna
goodness.
hop on. I may have to
Nuts
make
and
his outspace
bolts.
account for
That's
him.
What's
awesome.
good? What's
In order
good?
for him
I love the
to
hair.
What's going on,
I
young
love the
Russ?
hair.
How you
Well,
I love
doing?
the hair.
I'll be
Awesome.
on, so just let me know,
How you
and I'll
doing?
take you guys
You
around.
asked really good questions, man. I was listening. I was like, that's actually a good question. Let me listen.
No
Yeah,
problem.
That was fire.
Sounds
Yeah, it's a
I
good
don't know if you
photo.
follow me on Instagram, but I'm gonna tag you if
He
you
did
are.
not for nothing, but he did an iconic pose. If he really did. He's like his iconic. It's an iconic
Oh
pose.
yeah.
My
Do you
name
see
is
it?
Jay Vanity
Oh,
Upton,
yeah.
and you're
Who, me?
watching Last Girl
Who did
live
it?
stream. Don't forget to follow
Oh, yeah.
Last Girl on
Not
IG,
Russ.
Follow
YouTube,
Last Girl.
and follow her on all her
Follow
music
Last
platforms. Don't forget to follow
Yeah.
Last
brother.
Girl.
Right on, man.
Last girl.
Thanks for coming through.
Last girl.
That's
Give it
yeah,
up for
man. It was a
last
good, it was
girl.
a good
And we
show.
are out of
It
here.
was
We
a
had the
phenomenal show.
exclusivity with Oculus. I put you in a very awkward position. I'm
Hey.
so sorry. Just want to tell you that I love you. I love you, my twin.
She always looks so amazed.
Like,
And she's not
subscribe,
my
follow,
friend. She
shout
won't let
out.
me get
Last
close.
girl.
I'm gonna friend the DJ. Hold on. Yeah, she's not my
How
friend.
you
You're my friend
doing?
now.
Vicky, thank you for requesting.
Spotlight,
I accepted that. Thank you for being here.
spotlights
I
on
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you.
I'm
Cat,
good. I'm great.
man, always a
I'm
pleasure.
really
Jay
good.
Art,
Thank you for
you
your
were up here
support. And this
for a
is
whole minute,
Thank
and
you.
you don't like the stage.
Yeah,
Listen.
my nerves got the.
Season
I
3.
started
When am I not
exercising, but
working?
I
Get
Is the
haven't
ready.
exercised
question.
But I didn't want to ask
It's
about
all good.
doing. If I have
Has
your
your
door,
name
during
on
one
it.
of your door.
I did say that I'm
boy.
gonna take the day off tomorrow.
So
It's
get
gonna
You
ready.
want to put a door in my world?
I might
I hate
not,
public
but I'm gonna
speaking.
sleep a little bit longer. I'm gonna get at least more hours. At least.
I know. I know you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Add me as a tester.
I've been
and
getting
then
like
connect with me
3
on
to
either
4 hours
Instagram
of
or
sleep
Facebook.
every
Just send me a
day.
message.
Season 3 is going to be about
That's all.
highlighting the people that have
Is he
been
part of
It's
there
the
okay.
Discord?
that have
I
been
think
doing
you're
the
right
work.
next.